5, and a big question that has been circulating around NFL circles is Brock Purdy a top 10 quarterback? And is Christian McCaffrey a front runner for the MVP? We are going to break down both those questions. We're going to talk about and give our analysis and thoughts on both of those situations. And we are 49ers fans, so we're very close to this situation. And we're going to talk about it all right after this. We got some injury updates from practice. We got some stuff to talk about, but you already know what to do. Drop an SDS in the chat. Smash that like button. Let's go. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it. What is good, gang? The week is almost over. This week couldn't go by fast enough, so we can get closer and closer to the prime time matchup between the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers. Woo! We're close. We're so close. We got Prediction Friday tomorrow. Then we got day off, weekend, Saturday, do what you need to do, watch some college football, do some chores around the house, whatever, go out, hang out with the fam, and then all day Sunday. It's time. It's time for the rematch of rematches. Looking forward to it. Can't wait. Dallas week. Yeah, let's go. But we do had some unfortunate news to drop to right before we hopped on here. NFL legend Dick Butkus passed away. Obviously, he played much before my time. But when I hear the name Dick Butkus, I think football. That's just it's just like synonymous with the NFL. So shout out to the legend, man. Sucks to hear, but just want to show him some love because that man, like I said, is synonymous with the NFL. It's one of the most football names of all football names. Just wonderful. Not Brock Purdy, aka Turdy, but Dick Butkus. That's just a football name. So RIP to the legend. Tight end, Bear, legend on the legendary teams. But we got some stuff to talk about. Shout out to SDS. We see you guys jumping in the chat. Appreciate it, Hendrix. Started from the bottom, now we here. Still got a long ways to go. But we're at 70K. We're knocking on the door of 78. We'll see how far we can go this season. But so far, we're off to a good start. Looking forward to continue to grow and see what else we can do. Let's do some injury stuff. Let's get some updates going. And then we will shift to our main topic, which is Brock Purdy. Top 10 quarterback, and is Christian McCaffrey a front runner for the MVP right now? Those are going to be our two main subjects for the day because I think we got some good stuff on that. But let's talk about some of the updates as we get prepared and move closer to the Dallas Cowboys matchup in prime time. So yesterday we had a bit of a scare pop up, right? A bit of a scare with Charvarius Ward. He didn't practice yesterday, and that it felt like it came out of nowhere. So we're like, oh no, like we need all hands on deck for the Dallas Cowboys. It's going to be a matchup that I'm so excited about this game, guys. I'm so excited. I know the Dallas Cowboys want this more than anything. This is the Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl right now. They want this more than anything. And the San Francisco 49ers don't want to give it to them. So we need everyone. And when we saw that Charvarius Ward wasn't practicing yesterday, I was like, oh, God, what? Why? Apparently he had a heel injury, and this is something that he popped up on the injury report, I think, the week prior as well. So Mooney dealing with a bit of a heel, but he returned to practice today. Thank goodness. So we didn't have Debo yesterday either. Debo returns to practice. So the boys are getting healthy. You're getting healthy at the right time, which is exactly what we need right now. So Debo Samuel practiced today, Mooney Ward, Dre Greenlaw practiced today, and Juwan Jennings, who missed last week's game against the Cardinals. So Juwan's back. So far, the only kind of unfortunate situation that we have continuing is Elijah Mitchell continues to remain out of practice. As you guys remember, he suffered the knee injury last week in practice. It was a Thursday practice, and he was a surprise pop-up on the injury report on Friday, and then he ultimately didn't play. So Elijah Mitchell is trending in the wrong direction for playing against the Cardinals, or excuse me, the Cowboys. We'll continue to see what tomorrow brings. Tomorrow will give us the full, like a really solid look at who's going to be available. So we'll see if he gets a limited participation. We'll see. But not looking good for Elijah Mitchell. Offensive lineman Jonathan Feliciano is in the concussion protocol. He was working off to the side. I expect him to be cleared and to be ready to go. So on the injury front, so far so good. We have some pretty good news about that. So we're doing all right there. Did you guys catch this by chance? I just want to get your guys' thoughts. We're gonna get to Brock. We're gonna get to CMC. I just want to get your thoughts on this because we spent so much time and so much energy talking about the 49ers backup quarterback situation, talking about Trey Lance. Well, Trey Lance, we already understand he was traded to the Cowboys for a 4th-round draft pick. I remember Steve Young had made a comment about this trade. He's like, you never trade with the Cowboys. Never, ever. He's like, you never trade with the Cowboys. Well, maybe this is what he was talking about because Ed Werner of ESPN, and we already knew this from the Cowboys offensive coordinator. He already said he was going to be talking with Trey Lance about the 49ers and what they do, but we got like a detailed report on what they're actually doing. And Ed Werner reports that former Niners quarterback Trey Lance is helping the Cowboys prepare for Sunday night against his former team. I mean, really no surprise there. I would expect that's the case. But something about like hearing about what like Trey is doing to help them, I don't know. It was like, it didn't make me feel good. Ed Werner says he met with the coaching staff early in the week about personnel and system knowledge, also providing Dan Quinn's defense quality reps, running basically what the 49ers execute on offense as the scout team quarterback. I don't know. Like, again, like I knew this. Right? Like I knew this was going to happen. Like this isn't a surprise. I'm not shocked. It's the NFL. It's going to happen. Right? But just something about hearing it and like reading it and then just imagining Trey Lance running the scout team offense designed to look like the 49ers off and calling out plays, same verbiage, same checks, same motions. I don't know. Like it's just I was just like, wow, I never really actually thought about what that would look like. And the thought of it, I was like, I'm kind of triggered by that. Now, again, for Trey's purposes, like what else is he supposed to do? That's his new team. 49ers traded him. What else is he supposed to do? Right? Like, but at the same time, I I was like, I don't like that. I was like, I don't like that at all. I'm not a fan of that. We heard from Kyle Shanahan. This is what Kyle had to say yesterday.
Realistically reveal to the Cowboys about your offense?
I mean, as much as most coaches can. I mean, you can see the plays on tape. You can explain what we look at and stuff like that, which usually you can when you can stack up a lot of tape over years, and we've been here for a while and previous. So hopefully he's talking to them all the time and making them focus totally on that instead of the simple stuff of watching the tape.
How much can Trey Lance realistically?
Okay. So I think Kyle gave a good answer, but this is how like I envision Kyle in his head. Because I think that this 49ers team is petty. I'm petty. I'm petty with my page. I'm petty with the brand. Like I think there's always a good level of pettiness. Like you can go too far with pettiness, I think, but there's a right amount of pettiness that you can provide. And based on listening to what Kyle said, like I got this energy of him just like, yep, that's fine. I'm going to make note of that. I'm going to remember that. Like, even though he knew that, he knew this was going to be the situation when they traded him. That's why they didn't want to trade him realistically in the NFC. None of that. But again, something about hearing it and like actually hearing what they're planning and what they're cooking kind of gives me that Ryan from The Office energy. Like, well, let me pull out my book and write that name down and underline it. Fred Warner was asked about the situation as well. This is what he had to say.
What would I ask Trey Lance? I don't know. What do they do? how do we stop those guys? Yeah. What would I ask Trey Lance? I don't know.
I don't know. What would you ask Trey Lance? But this is this is kind of my energy after the whole situation. I got Uncle Shannon energy right now. I don't know. Like again, I got no problems with Trey. I never had problems with Trey. I probably had more problems with the delusional Trey fans than Trey. I really never had any issues with Trey. I thought Trey, you know, it is what it is. What it is. He needed time. He needed, he probably came out a little too early. Blah blah blah. We know the story. I never had issues with Trey. But this, I don't know, something about this, like, clicked into my brain that like Trey's the enemy now. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if I'm the only one that feels that way, but it was like, oh yeah, Trey's the enemy right now. Like Trey's not on our side anymore. Trey's not wearing red and gold. He's wearing blue and white. I was like, oh, Trey's the enemy. And Trey's helping our enemy. And now Trey is giving inside information to our enemy before a massive battle. And I was like, oh, I don't like that anymore. I was like, I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like hearing it. Something about hearing it kind of triggered me. And I was like, yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Again, I believe I'm smart enough to understand, like, it's par for the course kind of a situation. But there is a part of me where that I'm like, wait, he's doing what for who? To beat us? Nah, nope, not a fan. So, hey, it is what it is. Yeah, he's an op now. That's the thing. It's like a weird. This was like the first time like it really triggered like that. I'm like, oh, Trey's the op. Like he's the ops now. Like he's our enemy. He's our enemy. So it is what it is. It's been an interesting week in that regard. But we'll see. We'll see if any of that insider information and all that type of stuff goes down. Do I do the shipping? No. Based on the platform I use, I don't do any of the production. It's what's easy about it, but what's also crappy about it is I got no say on the production, shipping, any of that. I'm trying to make some changes in that regard, but I'll let you guys know when that does happen. But unfortunately, right now, any merch, I don't control the production of it. Brocktavius, appreciate the $2 super sticker. But how you guys feeling? Are you feeling good about this game coming up? You feel confident? You feeling those butterflies? I'm not gonna lie, I've had like some little butterflies all week. Something about Dallas. You know, I think the 49ers, I believe 100% that the 49ers are the better team, but just something about Dallas, the stakes, everything, the Trey, like all of it, just Dallas. It's Dallas. Like I'm ready. I feel like a kid, like waiting for Christmas. Like that's what I feel like. I feel like I'm waiting for Santa to come down the chimney, munch on some of the cookies, leave out some carrots for the reindeer. I'm waiting for all my presents and my stockings. Like, wonder if I'm gonna catch Santa this year. Like, that's kind of like how I feel. I feel like I have this excited energy waiting for this game, and I'm really excited about it because I think it's going to be a good matchup. I do. I think it's going to be a competitive game. I think it's just going to be one of those games. Prime time, entire world is watching. The two biggest brands in the NFL go at it. Two top 5 teams. Yeah, I'm ready. I can't get here fast enough. Boy, am I excited about this matchup. Woo! Oh, that's a funny comment. I'm not going to repeat it though. Throwback, appreciate the super chat. Says I'm nervous, but I gotta trust Kyle and Brock over Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott. I hope Kyle has a good game plan to neutralize Dallas's pass rush. I think they got it, man. I think the plan, I'm not worried about the plan from the 49ers standpoint. I think the 49ers got the plan down. It's just about execution. That's really all it comes down to. Just comes down to execution. Biggest thing to neutralize the pass rush, quick passing game, quick reads, quick throws, screen game, play action. The 49ers have the recipe to neutralize the pass rush. I'm not worried about that. Obviously, it's the game flow will dictate how impactful Parsons will be. That's why it's important for the 49ers to score and score early and get a lead and then maintain the lead. Because what we want is Dallas to be trying to claw back. We want them to have to be in desperation mode to score, and then hopefully put them in adverse situations where we release our pass rush onto them and Nick Bosa gets after them. After last week, man, Nick Bosa was this close on like 8 plays to getting a sack. So they're so close. They're so close to making a quarterback's day a living nightmare, but they haven't done it yet this season. So it's going to be interesting to see if we do it against Dallas. I hope it's the game that this defense really has a coming out party. Really looking forward to it, and all that good stuff. Happy anniversary. Whose anniversary is it? It's not my anniversary. Whose anniversary is it? Whose happy anniversary is in order? I don't know. I see someone saying happy anniversary, but I'm not seeing whose anniversary it is. I trust Kyle and Brock. I trust Kyle and Brock much more than Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott. I can't even express how much more I trust Kyle and Brock over Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott. Oh, here it is. There we go, Christy. Christy says a win would be a great anniversary present. Well, happy anniversary to you and your husband. That's awesome. Hopefully we will get you that phenomenal present. The 49ers this year so far have been the gift that keeps on giving. And one of the gifts that they continue to give is Christian McCaffrey and Brock Purdy. These two guys have been fantastic. I'm going to ask you this question. This is going to kind of transition us into our main topic today. But who is more important to the San Francisco? This is going to be a hard one. I probably have an idea of where you guys are going to lean. But who is more important to the 49ers' success right now? Is it Brock Purdy or Christian McCaffrey? Drop it in the chat. And happy early birthday to Petro. I'm terrible with names. I apologize. But happy early birthday to you, my guy. Who? See, it's all over the place. We got a lot of CMCs. We got a lot of Purdy's. Who's more important to the San Francisco 49ers success? I mean, you got Christian McCaffrey out here scoring 4 touchdowns. I mean, he is the offensive Stephen Curry out here for if we had to make a football crossover. This is my answer. Right now, the player that is most important to the San Francisco 49ers success, and I'm talking about the entire team. That player is Brock Purdy. And that's not taking away anything from Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey is elite. He's the best running back in football right now. He should be. We'll talk about this in a little bit of what he should be. But right now, Brock Purdy is the most crucial piece to the San Francisco 49ers success that they have had thus far. And yes, CMC's not far behind. He's really not. It's almost like a pick 'em. But still, you have to take into account the positional value of a quarterback and what a quarterback does. What Brock is doing is not just throwing the football. That's not all his job entails. He just doesn't like, oh, I just got to throw it. No. He has to master this offense. Not only master this offense, he's got to command a huddle. He's got to read defenses, and he's got to make decisions in split seconds. And the reason why the San Francisco 49ers are having so much success on offense right now is because Brock Purdy's decision making. There are other reasons why they're having success, like Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle in the blocking game, the offensive line, Kyle Juszczyk. Like, there's tons of reasons why the San Francisco 49ers are having success, but the most crucial element to these success is Brock Purdy. And again, we've been breaking down the tape for years now on this channel. And we're seeing a different evolution to this offense than we've seen in the past. And, the 49ers had CMC and spinning wheel. We saw CMC and Jimmy together, and they had success, but it was a different level of success. It was a different way of success. They were still having success, but it was still like that. We still had anxiety when it was the offensive time to go out there. I don't have that anxiety anymore. And that is absolutely insane to say about a second-year player who just is 1 year removed from being the very last pick in the NFL draft. And I think that is why right now the conversation of, is Brock Purdy a top 10 quarterback? It's a hard conversation for people to have that aren't 49er fans. It's a really hard conversation for people to have who do not watch the 49ers like you and I. The thing is, if you actually watch, and we do the film breakdowns, we spend a lot of time breaking down what Brock is and isn't doing. I haven't seen quarterback play like this for the San Francisco 49ers in the last ever. Listen, I was too young to be breaking down X's and O's with Steve Young. Jeff Garcia was around. I don't know, 8 or 9. Like, I watched the 49ers, but I wasn't breaking down the tape. I didn't know what I was watching. Like, I didn't know. So I can only speak for really, when did I really, really, really start watching the 49ers? Probably like 08, 07, 08. Like, when I really started, like, sinking my teeth in to everything that is 49ers related. And I've never experienced Alex Smith, absolutely not. I love Alex. Alex was phenomenal. His story going through, what was it, six head coaches in 7 years, or offensive coordinator, whatever. The amount of turnover that Alex went through, then the stability with Harbaugh. But that offense never executed like this. It was run the football, check down, kick a field goal with Akers or Phil Dawson. That was the recipe. It was, don't turn the ball over. That's what Alex Smith was. I love Alex. I love his story. I love what he's able to do. I love everything about Alex. But when we're talking about execution and how the ball moved, he was not at this level. He just wasn't. Now, he played really well. I mean, you go back to that divisional round playoff game against the Saints. There's an outlier. There's a game where Alex went crazy, right? Alex went he backpacked that game. So it's not that Alex couldn't do it or didn't do it. It just wasn't his game, if that makes sense. We saw moments of it, but really outside of that, like, Brock is playing better than Cap. He's playing better than Alex. I'm going to say he's on the same tier of Jeff Garcia right now, and he is clawing at this guy. He is clawing at him. He's got his eyes set on Young. I'm going to say you got Montana Young, tier 1. Tier 2, Garcia. Tier 3, Alex, Prime Cat. I'm going to say Purdy is above Prime Alex, and Prime Cat. Because even though Prime Cat was special, it's also a different special. It's a different special. There's a different vibe to it. So right now, I got Purdy in that Garcia tier. So we'll see where he ultimately ends up. But the fact that we're talking about Brock in the Garcia tier after not even a full season, that's crazy. That's nuts. Because he can still get better. He can still get better. So, I mean, we're seeing it this year. We're seeing him improve week in and week out. So, Brock, is he a top 10 quarterback now is the question. Because I think we've quantified, at least I'm quantifying for myself, where I have Brock right now in my pantheon of 49ers quarterbacks that I experienced, that I watched. I didn't grow up watching Young or Montana, but I know how good they are, right? We know. That's common knowledge. They're two GOATs, Hall of Famers, some of the best to ever play this game, and they just happen to wear Niners jerseys. We know how good they are. We know how good Jeff Garcia was. Pro Bowler. He's a gamer. Brock's going to get there. He has a lot more opportunities and areas to grow, and I think he will get there. But if we try to quantify and place him amongst the current quarterbacks, is Brock Purdy right now in today's NFL a top 10 quarterback? Let me know in the chat. Is Brock Purdy a top 10 quarterback? Because if we look at all the things that Brock is doing right now, so far through 4 games, Brock Purdy has a 72.3 completion percentage. He has thrown for over 1,000 yards through 4 games. He has 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. And he has a passer rating of 115.1. Not bad. Not bad, right? Seems pretty good. Seems decent for Mr. Irrelevant, does it not? So, with Brock right now, the way he's executing the offense, the fact that the 49ers are 4-0, and how they're winning. You go back to the Giants game. Brock's arm was a big part of that. Go back to last week. Brock's arm was a huge part of that, even though Christian McCaffrey got a lot of the touchdowns, and he had some great touchdowns, by the way. Brock's arm, 20-21, almost 300 yards, played really well. You go back to what he did, the 2-touchdown game against Pittsburgh. So Brock's playing pretty well. So let's look. I saw this ranking. This is what really got me like energized on this topic today, because what I'm noticing from a decent amount of national media is it feels like a hesitation to give Brock Purdy the credit he deserves. And so this ranking from Sports Illustrated kind of got me spinning on this thing, because this is what they have for Brock Purdy. They have Matthew Stafford, number 10. All right, Stafford's playing all right. Playing all right. No Cooper Kupp. No Allen Robinson. Tutu Atwell, Puka Nacua, and Van Jefferson, Tyler Higbee, Kyron Williams. All right, he's been doing good. The Rams are much better than I thought they were going to be this year. So you want to put Stafford at 10, that's fine. Okay, fine, whatever. Geno Smith at 9. Really? Like, I don't not like Geno. Just, of course, the first two in the top 10 happen to be division opponents and division rivals, but we read Brock's stats, right? Didn't we? Well, Geno has 846 yards, same number of touchdowns, 5. He has 1 interception. .3 completion percentage. Brock's throwing at 72. Remember? That's a big jump. It's a big jump. Yeah, they're 3-1, but they just got cooked by the Rams 30-13. All right, well, surely I like this one, Soldier Boy voice. Geno, I got to stand up, look around. Geno, yeah, okay, fine, 9. Well, surely Brock's next, right? Oh, okay, Jared Goff. Shout out Goff. I've talked about it a million times on this channel. I'm a Jared Goff fan. I like Jared Goff. I watched him for 4 years at Cal. I got Cal bias. I like Jared Goff. I always have. I've always thought he could be a good quarterback. I didn't feel like what he was doing with the Rams really fit what he was trying to do. But I've always liked Goff. And he's on a team playing really well right now, right? The team's 3-1. They lost to Seattle in overtime, 37-31. All right, 3-1, not bad. What are his stats looking like? All right, so through 4 games, we have 1,029 passing yards. Okay. 6 touchdowns. All right, so he's got 1 more touchdown than Brock Purdy. 3 interceptions, though. 3 interceptions on the year. And a passer rating of 98.4. And a completion percentage of 69.5. So I would still say Brock Purdy's numbers are better than that. I would say Brock Purdy's numbers are better than that. Okay, that's fine. But that means Brock's at 7, right? Trevor Lawrence. All right, Trevor Lawrence. I like Trevor Lawrence as well. I'll never forget how I discovered Trevor Lawrence. I love this story because I play dynasty football, so like I am scouting years ahead. Like I like scouting. I like evaluating talent. It's always been something that I found joy in. And so like my friends, it's like become a running joke that like I'll start scouting in high school, which at one point I did. I'm not going to lie. I started scouting high school prospects. Like the year that Eric Armstead came out, I wanted him to go to Cal because I wanted him to go play tackle. Well, I was on like a Rivals Instagram page, and all they had was headshots. It was headshots, and then you click on the post, and it was like videos and whatever. And so it's an entire feed of like hundreds of headshots. I see this goofy white kid with long blonde hair looking like sunshine. I was like, the picture jumped out to me out of like every single other headshot. I was like, who's this sunshine looking at? Like, who's this guy? I clicked on it and I watched the highlight. And I think at this time, Trevor was like a junior in high school. I watched it and I'm like, this is the best quarterback I've ever seen in high school. It's like, this is the best quarterback I've ever seen in high school. I sent it to my buddies. I sent it in the group chat. I was like, dude, look at this guy. I've never heard of him. No idea who he was. The only reason I clicked on his picture is because he looked like Sunshine from Remember the Titans. And I watched the highlight. I was like, this is the best quarterback I've ever seen in high school. All right, I can live with that. Trevor's good. I like Trevor. I think Trevor is going to be a good quarterback in this league. What's Trevor cooking like? What's he putting up this year? So from a statistical standpoint, we have Trevor with 943 passing yards. He's got 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He's got a passer rating of 89. And what are the Jags right now? What's their record? They can't be. Hold on. What's their record? Their record is 2-2. And he has a QBR of 48. That's a really low QBR and a passer rating of 84. So if you want to make the case to me that Trevor Lawrence is better physically from that type of valuation, okay, that's fine. I wouldn't disagree with you. I think Trevor is one of the better prospects we've seen in a long time. That's why he went number 1 overall. I don't disagree with him going number 1 overall. He's that type of guy. But is his impact better than what Brock Purdy is doing right now? I would put Brock Purdy in front of Trevor Lawrence right now. Oh no, that's Lamar Jackson. That's not Brock. Hey, shout out Lamar. 49er fans this offseason started to, because of the injury to Brock, there was a segment in time where 49ers Twitter and the whole contract situation with Lamar, 49ers Twitter got a little ravenous about potentially trading for Lamar Jackson. Well, Lamar Jackson right now has. Wait, where did Lamar Jackson just go? Where'd you go, Lamar? I had you right in front of me. I had Lamar right in front of me. And he ran away from me because he's super fast. Lamar Jackson has 794 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, QBR of 58.9. He has a where are we? He has a passer rating of 104 and a completion percentage of 74.3. So his completion percentage is right there with Brock Purdy. But outside of that, Brock Purdy has better numbers than him across the board. And it's Lamar Jackson. So he has the rushing floor, right? He has the rushing yards that he adds. It's not just as a passer, right? Because he has 220 yards on the ground. He adds another 4 touchdowns on the ground. Okay. He does have 3 fumbles on the year. But the 220 yards for rushing touchdowns, that changes things, right? So, okay, I'm fine with that. But as we continue to go forward, Jalen Hurts 5, Justin Herbert 4, Tua Tagovailoa is playing really well 3, Josh Allen 2, Patrick Mahomes 1. Brock Purdy didn't make the list. So they didn't have Brock Purdy as a top 10 quarterback. And that's kind of why I'm like, wait a second. You don't have Brock Purdy over Matt Stafford right now? You don't have Brock Purdy over Geno Smith right now? You don't have Brock Purdy over Jared Goff right now? And even Trevor Lawrence, you don't have him over Trevor Lawrence. He's got more wins. He's got more yards. He's got no interceptions. He's got a better passer rating than all of these guys. It's like, what's the deal? I'm like, why is that? Because we just went through those guys' numbers at the end. And he's playing. We know he's playing better than these guys. If I had to place Brock Purdy, I would place him right here behind Lamar Jackson. So far this year, through 4 games, based on everything that we've seen, I would place him right here behind Lamar Jackson. So I'd have Brock Purdy at 7. I think through 4 games this season, that is a perfect spot to place Brock Purdy. You can make the argument that Trevor Lawrence has more arm talent. He's a better runner, more soft. Yeah, that's fine. But we're not playing scout. We're not playing scout right now. Measurables are cool, but right now they don't matter. They don't matter. What matters is what's being done on the field. That's what matters. And right now, Brock Purdy is better than Jared Goff. Right now, Brock Purdy is better than Geno, and he's better than Stafford. Now, are these guys potentially more talented than Brock? I mean, Matthew Stafford can sling the ball all over the field. But also, who threw the 2 interceptions in crucial moments against the San Francisco 49ers? Matthew Stafford. Why do we praise Brock Purdy so much? For his decision-making and his ability to keep the ball out of defenders' hands. That's part of playing the quarterback. It's not just about physical evaluation. It's about the entire process. So the entire process, again, how are you evaluating this? Is this evaluated on who's the most physically dominant quarterback? Because, okay, then yeah, Brock won't be on here. But if you're just talking about it from the perspective of who's playing the best ball right now through the first 4 weeks, Brock Purdy's got to be number 7. He's got to be number 7. You can make the case he's above Lamar as well. But that's why you're seeing it across the league right now. Who was it? The Ringer? The Ringer has Brock Purdy at the 25th best quarterback right now. 25th. Brock Purdy, 25. One of the reasons, I think it was Steven Ruiz who put that list together for the Ringer, cited Brock Purdy holds the ball too long. Wrong. False. Watch the tape. Watch the tape. I believe Brock Purdy right now is getting the ball out at a rate of being the 3rd fastest in the NFL. So, what is it? Is it because he's Mr. Irrelevant? Is it because he's 6'1"? Is it because he looks like he could be bagging groceries? Is that it? Because if you watch, Brock is doing some really good things. So the fact that we're even having this conversation is remarkable. The fact that we can even say that Brock Purdy is getting no respect from these national outlets, I love it. I love that. I love that this is a conversation. because I don't care. The best part about this whole thing is I do not care about these rankings. These rankings, we could print them out, we could turn them into toilet paper, and I would be fine. Perfect. I don't care. I don't care what Steven Ruiz thinks about. I do not care. I don't care about Sports Illustrated. I don't care. But the fact that we can just have the conversation, that a guy that we didn't think was going to be touching a football for the San Francisco 49ers at the start of last season, and we're now like, we got a top 10 quarterback, guys. We got a top 10 quarterback. I don't care what anyone else says. He might not be in that tier right now of elites, which is fine. I don't think he's there yet. And he might not ever be put there until he starts winning more, because what is going to be held over his head is the similar things that was held over Tom Brady's head. And this is not a comparison, but Tom Brady never had the prototypical arm, the prototypical, he was not an athletic human being. So Brock Purdy's a top 10 quarterback. If you don't agree, I don't think you know ball. And it depends on what your criteria is. Because is he a top 10 guy in regards to measurables? No, he's not. He's probably bottom of the league in regards to measurables, which makes it more crazy that we're talking about him as a top 10 quarterback. That's like they don't understand. Like, he is at the bottom of the league in regards to measurables from a perception standpoint. Like, he doesn't have the big arm. He's not tall. He's quick as hell. He reads the defense extremely fast. He's pinpoint accurate. He gets the ball out. He throws with anticipation. He understands what he's doing. He's got ice in his veins. I don't care. I don't care. Don't care. So Brock right now is playing really well. If you disagree, I don't know what to do for you. I'm not going to argue you. I'm not going to argue you. I did enough of this throughout training camp. I came on and told you every week Brock is playing really well considering the circumstances. Each day got better and better and better. Other people wanted to spin their other narratives. That's fine. I don't care. I'm not arguing with them. I don't care. They can do whatever they want. That's the beauty of building your own platform. So you can do whatever you want. I don't care. What I care about is trying to understand football to the best of my abilities. And you're not going to get that from everyone. You're just not. Nick Wright is out here pushing this agenda still that Brock isn't good, and he's realized he's found that enemy type dichotomy that these media guys play, because they don't care. They don't care. They don't care. So they pick a side and they're like, ooh, this is generating a lot of conversation for this take. If I make this kind of part of my brand, part of like it's going to generate more conversations, which ultimately leads to more viewership, which ultimately leads to more people talking about me, which ultimately keeps my pockets paid. So don't care about those people. I really don't. Do and say whatever you need to do to build whatever brand, whatever. I don't care. I don't care. But what I care about is trying to properly place and quantify what I'm seeing. And that's how I believe it is. I don't believe it's hype. I don't we'll see. We'll see. It's still a long season. 4 games, still a long season. We'll see. But right now, I believe in what I'm watching. And I believe it's only going to continue to get better, and they're only going to continue to improve. And the fact that Brock is doing this off an injury where he had delayed surgery on his throwing elbow on the UCL that ends people's careers. And he is looking like this through 4 games. This was not my expectation level. Like, I can't get on here and tell you guys, like, yeah, I expected Brock to look like this. No. Nope. I did not expect this. I expected there to be a gradual kind of build up, just like training camp. Brock did not look phenomenal in his first day of training camp, but that's not what we were evaluating. What we were evaluating is, can the guy even throw the football anymore? That's what we wanted to know. And so when this season started and we saw it throughout training camp, we started seeing the preseason, like, we're like, all right, we're feeling better. And he's just gotten better and better and better. Just like he did in training camp, he's doing in the regular season. So Brock's a top 10 quarterback. It is what it is. If you don't agree, argue with the wall. I don't care. To me, Brock is between 7 and 8. That's where I got Brock. Brock is 7 and 8. 7 or 8. You can make the case one way or the other. That's where I got him. I got him slotted 7 or 8. He's basically the fringe. He's basically on the fringe of the elite tier. That's where I look at Brock. He's right below kind of what we would consider the elite quarterbacks. So that's fine. If you don't agree, I agree to disagree. That's fine. That's how I see it. That's how I view it. And that's where I got it. Also, same thing. It's like Christian McCaffrey. Is Christian McCaffrey an MVP frontrunner? Should Christian McCaffrey be in the conversation for MVP? And it's kind of the same thing. It's like you have like this argument against, oh, he's a running back. It's like, I don't care if he's a running back. Christian McCaffrey is playing really well. And it's funny, though, because we had the conversation. I asked the question, who's more important to the San Francisco 49ers right now? Is it Brock or is it CMC? And I would say we got answers from both sides, but kind of predominantly it kind of landed more on Brock. I picked Brock, but I still think CMC is the MVP because you have to have the numbers to back up MVP. You got to have like ungodly numbers. And right now, Christian McCaffrey is leading the league in rushing. He's tied with touchdowns, rushing touchdowns. He's leading a bunch of major statistical categories as well as, Brock is. But I think they should both be in consideration. If we're having a real conversation, I would say CMC's leading it, and I would say Brock's right behind him. That's how it should be. Brock for comeback player of the year. Ooh, absolutely. That should be wrapped up, tied in a bow, put it on the Christmas tree. Brock should be comeback player of the year, but Brock has a chance to, and that's where it's like, should Brock be in the MVP conversation? He is the quarterback. He is really important to this team's success, and he's having some crazy numbers to go along with it. We read some of the numbers. He has better numbers than Stafford. He has better numbers than Geno. He has better numbers than Trevor Lawrence. He has better numbers than Goff. He's got better numbers than a lot of guys. So they'll give to Hamlin. You're right. After that, they're going to have to name that award after Hamlin. And with all due respect, rightfully so. I mean, the dude died on the football field and he just played last week. Respect to Hamlin. So I lied. Any other year, Brock maybe gets that award. Not this year. That's going to someone else. But I'm fine with that. I got no problems. So ultimately, CMC, Brock, they deserve their respect. They deserve their respect. I would love it for CMC to get the MVP just because in in an era that has devalued running backs. He didn't win the Heisman. I think he should have won the Heisman. I watched him all throughout his college career at Stanford. He was electric. I thought he should have won the Heisman. He did not win the Heisman. He's kind of gotten bumped out of like some major awards throughout his career. So it'd be nice to get him that. It really would. Really, really would. But I'm just excited that we can even have the conversation. I don't care because I think you guys know what I care about. I care about seeding in the playoffs. I care about winning playoff games, and I care about competing for a 6th ring. That's what I care about. The accolades, the Pro Bowls, the All Pros, I don't care. Like I say that, that I don't care. Obviously, a little part of me cares, or else I wouldn't have just dedicated a whole show on it. So yes, a little part of me cares, but I care. I'm so focused on bigger things. We're focused on playoff seeding. We're focused on home field advantage throughout the playoffs. We're focused on making sure that NFC Championship game is at Levi's Stadium so that we can get back to the Super Bowl, so that we're in Las Vegas next season and we're ready to go. That's what I care about. That is what I care about. So we'll see what this year possesses and what this year looks like at the end of the day. But we shall see. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I want to let you guys know and give you guys an opportunity to enter if you haven't already. I partnered with Gold Bar Whiskey, and we are giving away 2 lower bowl tickets to this Sunday's game against the Cowboys. So I don't know if you guys seen this again, because right now I think I'm talking to YouTube and I'm talking to Facebook. So this is an Instagram only giveaway. So you have to go over to Instagram to enter. But I don't know if you guys seen this. So Gold Bar and I, we partnered together, 2 lower bowl tickets for this game against the Cowboys. All you got to do is you got to make sure you're following Gold Bar Whiskey, the official whiskey of the San Francisco 49ers. You got to be following me, the SF Niners, on Instagram as well. You like and then save the post, and then you tag 2 friends in the comments. That's it, and you're entered. The good thing about the entries is they are unlimited. So you can literally tag and comment as many times as you want. And I would suggest you spam the hell out of the comment section, because it's going to be it's an automated winner picker. So like there's a website where I plug in this post and then it randomizes all the comments and then it just picks one. So honestly, the more that you have entries, again, you have to meet the criteria. You got to be following both. We got to see that you liked it, and we got to see that you tagged 2 friends. And if you meet that criteria, we are sending 2 people to the game this Sunday to watch Cowboys 49ers in prime time. Shout out Gold Bar Whiskey, official whiskey of the San Francisco 49ers. I don't know if you've ever seen Gold Bar before, but they probably got the dopest bottles in the game. Whoo! What's up? What's good? You heard me? I mean, gold bricks. And this isn't even the one they have now a Joe Montana special one where Joe Montana, they have a Joe Montana logo, who I think Rita Oak did, on the bottle. So shout out Gold Bar. And you can see in the video, they have an entire bar set up. You can see in the video, that's their, if you go to the game, that's where you go to get Gold Bar whiskey. They have a whole bar on one of the open like terraces. So shout out Gold Bar. They've been showing love for a long time. They've been showing love for a long time to the channel, and or I guess I should say to Instagram. So that contest ends tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So it's only on Instagram. So you go over to Instagram, go enter. Just want to let you guys know. I forgot to tell you guys about this yesterday. But yeah, it's cool. Someone's going to the game. Is it going to be you? We'll find out. We will find out. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get to the game. We talked about this at the beginning of the show, man. I feel like I'm giddy just thinking about it right now. I'm just like, I can't wait. I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait. That I have like this nervous energy. Like, are we gonna scrape them? Is it gonna be close? Is it gonna be? I don't know. But man, I am really, really excited about this game, and I can't wait. So, as you guys know, tomorrow is Prediction Friday. So we will do our full depth chart breakdown of the Dallas Cowboys. We'll do matchups. We will do all that type of stuff. And so we're going to break down the whole matchups. We'll do player of the game predictions, bold takes, score predictions tomorrow. So stay tuned for that, for Prediction Friday. And yeah, Dallas week, baby. Dallas. Let's go. Appreciate everyone for tapping in. Appreciate all you guys. Really, really looking forward to this game, man. Really looking forward to this one. As you already know, grab your cookies on the way out. And I look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow for Prediction Friday. And then we get ready for arguably the game of the year. Looking forward to it. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate you. Smash that like button on the way out. Y'all the best. I'm out of here for now. Peace. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it.